My beloved, you have felt the tremor beneath your feet, the gentle whisper that stirs the atmosphere, that sweet shaking that reminds you the ground where you once placed your hope is no longer as firm as it used to be. Perhaps you've tried to hold on with all your strength to what yesterday gave you security. But even those trembling hands have begun to give way. At times, fear has broken in uninvited, and you've wondered if you've lost sight of me, if you took a detour from which I can no longer rescue you. I know well the questions that dance in your mind when no one is watching. I know the invisible battles, the hidden exhaustion, the prayers barely whispered with the last breath of strength. Today, my voice caresses the deepest corners of your being. Do not fear the shaking. Do not fear the uncertainty unfolding before you, or the unraveling of what you once believed was indispensable. I am in the midst of the shaking and, with infinitely tender love, I am weaving the promise of a new dawn. You were never meant to build your life on foundations of dust, nor to anchor your identity in fleeting titles, fragile affections, or the wavering approval of men. That's why I'm stripping away what cannot remain, not as a severe judgment, but as an act of rescue and care. I tear down, with gentleness, the walls of what you thought was necessary so that at last you may stand in the freedom of what is truly eternal. You have asked me for more clarity, more purpose, more of my presence. This is my answer, not through comfort or predictable certainty, but through the beautiful and sweet path of transformation. I have broken the patterns that chained you without your knowing. I have silenced lies that echoed in your lineage from ancient generations. I have lifted from your shoulders the heavy cloaks of shame, fear, and anxiety to clothe you with light tunics of freedom and heavenly fire. You are on the edge of something new. What is sprouting in you resembles nothing you've seen before. It cannot be measured by past seasons or compared to others' paths. I am doing something unique, wild, and miraculous in your life. Yes, there will be a price. You will lose the urge to control, surrender the comfort of the known, release the pride of understanding every step. But what you will gain far outweighs any loss. You will inherit a renewed heart, an expanded mind, a transformed authority, a name sealed in the Spirit. You will see with new eyes and walk with a power that transcends your own strength. I am not merely reordering your circumstances. I am rebuilding you from within, with the tenderness of a potter who shapes with careful hands. That is why you've felt pressure, why you've been misunderstood, overlooked, and even felt abandoned. I have stripped layer by layer what could not cross with you into the glory that awaits. I silence the noise so that only my voice would resonate, calling you forward. Listen, the enemy whispers that you're losing everything, but the truth is that you're being prepared to receive more than you ever imagined possible. The areas where you've suffered the most loss are precisely the thresholds where my power will burst forth with wondrous sweetness. I am not a God of partial restorations, but of total renewal. I don't ask you to understand the journey, but to trust the one who holds each step. You are not forgotten, not discarded, not bound by your mistakes. You have been chosen, sealed, anointed, formed by my own hands for a purpose that overflows your current understanding. The enemy tried to convince you that your failures canceled your destiny, but I tell you today, nothing can annul what has been decreed over your life. Not your past, not your pain, not your deepest doubts. My word is irrevocable, my promises unbreakable. In your weakness, I have been strong. In your wandering, faithful. In your silence, I have spoken louder than the roar of your fears. My heart has not turned away from yours. My promises have not shrunk to fit your present circumstances. I remain the God who finishes what he starts, who calls into being what is not yet alive. Lift your gaze, my beloved. Shake off the dust of disappointment and delay. Let go of the shame that tries to cling to your shoulders. You were not created to bow under the weight of what went wrong, but to stand in the radiance of what I am making new. I breathe life into what seemed hopeless. I restore not only what was stolen, but what was delayed, forgotten. I redeem the years the locusts have consumed, causing a rebirth in lands others deemed barren. I command life to spring forth from the ruins. This is the moment when graves become gardens. Mourning turns into dancing, captivity into a dance of liberated wings. I do not give you fragments. I give you the fullness of my original intention. You must understand, my beloved, that birth always brings pain. Transformation stretches, tears, and demands the surrender of the known for what is better. But you do not suffer in vain. Every struggle, every tear, every moment of wrestling in the night has worked a deeper good within you. You have learned to lean on me, to trust not in what is seen, but in who I am. You have learned to hear my voice when all else fades. I have prepared you in the hidden place for battles others will witness, not for your exaltation, but to reveal my glory in you, not your strength. Do not despise the days of small beginnings or the silent seasons, the unnoticed years, the quiet obedience. Every yes you whispered in the dark is about to blossom into visible fruit. Every seed of faith you planted will yield a harvest that testifies to my faithfulness. It is not about exalting your name, but glorifying mine through your story, the one the enemy tried to abort, that life tried to silence, that your own fears sought to edit. I am rewriting it with my own hand, and the ending will be more beautiful than the beginning. Laughter will ring louder than the dawn. Joy will sink deeper than the pain. Victory will taste sweeter because it was born from the battles you overcame to get here. My beloved, you are not late. You haven't missed your moment. What I have prepared with your name is reserved. No one can take your place or carry your calling. Your obedience, even when it seemed small, moved heaven. Your faith, though fragile, has changed things in the spiritual realm that you cannot yet see. I saw you when no one else did. I celebrated victories no one noticed, and I delight in you, my son, my daughter. I am not ashamed of your process, nor disappointed by your journey. I rejoice to see you grow, fall, and rise again and again. Every step counts. Every battle gave life to your strength. Every tear watered the ground of your destiny. Breathe, dear soul. Take heart and move forward without fear. You are walking toward the fulfillment of what you've held deep within. The shaking was not the end, but the prelude. The fire is not your ruin, but your refinement. The silence is not abandonment, but an invitation to hear me more clearly, to trust more deeply, to walk with me more intimately. You are not on the edge of disaster. You are on the edge of your destiny. The invisible foundations are already laid. The hidden work is ready. The appointed time has come. I am making all things new, and you will see it with your own eyes. Write Amen in the comments to receive the blessings God has in store for you. May God bless you. Subscribe and see you next time.